Okay, so today we'll be talking about the internet, okay, business networks and telecommunication. Another uh, another word for telecommunications is the internet. Okay, so let's look at the objectives for today. Describe business and home applications of digital telecommunications. Okay. Identify the major and devices used in telecommunications, major media, and devices used in telecommunications. Explain the network of network protocols. Compare the various networking and internet services. List network technologies and trends that are likely to have impact on businesses and information management in the near future. And discuss the pros and cons of telecommuting. Okay, so these are the objectives or these are the things that you have to learn for today. So what is telecommunications? There's another word for that. It's called the internet. Okay, this is the internet here. So it is the transmittal of data and information from one point to another. Okay, from one point to another. And most of these points are over large distances. Some examples of these are the telephone, the email, and the web rely on fast and reliable telecommunications. Networking technologies have brought about several improvements in the business processes. So, we were able to do a lot of business using, like the Amazon. Amazon is the best example of a business that's using telecommunications. Okay, what are the improvements? Telecommunication supported improvements. Business communication, including email, voicemail, instant messaging, fax, file transfers, mobile telephony, and telecom. The greater efficiency of, there's so much efficiency. I already told you what it is the meaning of the word efficiency. It is using less resources to produce more. Okay, so information delivery is immediate. So what is the efficiency here? It is the use of time. The use of time. Right now, anywhere in the world, we know what's going on, and we can communicate with anybody using our smartphone. So other improvements, we have wireless technologies, flexible mobile workforce. We can work from home, wireless connectivity for remote workers, and there's a challenge of network security. It's still a challenge, but not that much right now. Okay, so what do we use the internet on a daily basis? Smartphones, video conferencing like Zoom, uh, wireless payments and warehousing, and then peer-to-peer file sharing, web-empowered commerce. Sometimes, sometimes these are easier. Let's use the computer all the time. Okay, so cellular phones, and the name is derived from areas of service called cells. Each cell has a computerized transceiver, transmit and receive signals, can transmit and receive calls almost anywhere in the world. Okay, cell phones also provide other capabilities. I get my email. I have a digital camera, and I know where I'm going because of the GPS. Major advantage, mobility. Okay, that you can go anywhere with your phone. You know, if I forget my phone, I kind of don't feel very well. How about video conferencing, transmitted images and speech, like this one that we're doing right now? Brings together conference rooms that are 1,000 miles apart, and you don't have to travel to go to the school. Okay, lodging, you don't have to, some of you live in other countries. Car fleets and employees' time sometimes, we save time by teleconferencing. Wireless payments and warehousing. Okay, like today I bought a pair of shoes. I just paid it through to the internet. So radio frequency identification enables rapid transactions and payments. Use of gas station and payments at the pump. At the pump, instead of paying cash, we can pay with our credit card. Use in vehicles for automatic road, excuse me, toll payment. Use track and locate items in the warehouse. It's very easy now to a near-field telecommunication standard communication protocols create a radio connection between two devices, the mobile payment and the electronic wallet. And then we also now have the peer-to-peer file sharing. We sometimes I just submit my documents through um, peer-to-peer. Concerns of security, whatever you have in your document can be secured, like social security number. Empowered empowered commerce. So these are the things that increasingly fast communications allows organizations and individuals to conduct business, research, market, educate, and train. Sometimes we have training, shop, purchase, and pay. So these are the things also that another one, and also bandwidth and media. The problem is professionals. We need to understand technology concepts so we can participate in decision making in order to select networking equipment and devices. Bandwidth, but what is the meaning of the word bandwidth? Networking, media are important considerations. Okay. What is bandwidth? Bandwidth is the speed which data is communicated. Okay. Also known as transmission rate or bit rate. Now, how is this done? These are done by bits per second, unit of measure of the bandwidth. Now, this is how to measure what is your bandwidth or what is your bits per second. And then we have broadband communication medium that can carry multiple transmissions simultaneously. Examples, telecommunication, digital, and other things. Okay, so this is the bits per second, kilobits per second, megabits per second, gigabits, and tops, trillion. These are the speed of the bandwidth. Okay, media. There are several types of communication media. We have the twisted pair cable, coax, and the tangible media. It's a carrier of data from one device to another. But right now we have microwave radio technologies. These are intangible. You don't see the wireless. And this is another word for this is wireless. Okay. So these are the some of the things that you can read about the media. Okay. Okay. So now these are examples of the media or the carrier. We have the twisted pair cable, the coax cable, which is more used for internet connections via the cable. Fiber optic, is also a very good media to transmit the data from one device to another. Okay, and then we have now the the wireless, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, another two kinds, microwaves, okay, like that we know what's going on anywhere in the world using microwaves. Okay, now electrical power lines, you know, carries the media. Okay, so in some parts of the world, it's not available yet. Okay, so networks, combination of devices or nodes. Another word for computers is the word nodes, connected through telecommunication media. Any compatible device that can transmit and receive on a network can be part of the network. So you have this is part of the network. Okay, we have types of network now. Computer networks are classified by reach and complexity. So these are by reach and complexity there. So we have the local area network, the MAN, and the wide area network. So the local area network, just like inside the office, that's an example of a local area network. Okay, wireless networks are, they're Wi-Fi. Okay, they're Wi-Fi. Sometimes they can be all Wi-Fi in the office. Okay, we have the metropolitan area network, which is like in a city or something. Okay, that sometimes small city have that. Okay, and then now we have the value added networks, or are networks with enhanced services offered by outside vendors, provide reliability management and maintenance for organizations. These are the internet service provider. Okay, less costly than bands. Okay, so who you have to pay them to run your network. Now we have also personal area network, wireless network designed for handheld and portable devices used by one or two people. Okay, one or two people. Transmission speed is slower. Maximum distance is about 10 meters. I think a walkie-talkie or something like that. So networks use a variety of devices to connect computers and peripherals. So you have the network interface card, and then you have the switch, and then you have the bridge. So these are the some of the machines that or the tools or hardware that you use to connect the networks. And then you have the routers, repeaters to repeat this to help send the signal power to modem. Some of these are not anymore used today, but just for the sake of knowing it, it was once upon a time. And then you have the dial-up connection. Okay, so let's go now to the virtual private networks. Does not require leasing of lines, utilizes the internet to simulate private networks and authorize users who can access it. Okay, so kind of an old technology. And then this is very important word, the protocol rules governing communications between computers. So we have the protocols, the WANs and the LANs, and the wireless communications. Okay. Now they use what we call TCP/IP protocol. Okay. The backbone of the internet is the TCP/IP protocol, which is now we're using still version 4. Some of the networks are using version 6 of the IP address. Okay, so we have the DNS, static IP address giving, and dynamic IP address. So the Ethernet is a LAN protocol using coax or twisted pair cable, gigabit connection with the GPS. So the wireless protocol now is 802.11, and the access power point at the hotspots that sometimes you can see them on the walls or on the ceilings. Okay, so here is the internet, and here this example of a home using a wireless network. Encryption. So encryption, it decodes and encodes the the protocol so that nobody um, can know what's going on between the two people who are communicating. And then we have the Bluetooth. That's good for 10 meters. Okay. A worldwide interoperability of the microwave, and then we have the. Now we will not be going so technical on this because some of these are very technical, and um, uh, we need to have a good background on electronics and electrical engineering. But it's also good to know how they move data from one place to another. Okay, so these are some of them. Okay, so these are the protocols. Right now we are on. This is the protocol for Bluetooth, for WiMAX. Okay, so all of these protocols, you have to enable the protocol for two computers to be able to operate. Okay, generations of mobile communications. Now we will not anymore go to this like um, because some of them are just history. This is the history of the mobile communications, like the phones. Okay, and then we have the some other. This is very important to downstream the speed receiving from the network, and upstream it's now these are bits per second. So it's no what is your speed receiving from the network, and what is your speed upstream is sending your work to the network. Okay, and here are the dial amps, BPL cable, satellite. It's a so it's a mega BPS. It's like T3. Some cities they have T3. Some cities now have satellite. Okay, and these are the monthly fees to be able uh, to have it. Okay. Okay. Here are other downstream speed, limited availability of. Okay. Now cable. What is the internet provide television cables? Cable connected to the internet server. Okay. And then we have the DCL, DSL, digital subscriber line. That it's a private one that you can use. Okay, and then you have the T1 and 3T lines are very expensive. Some cities like Koreatown has T3 lines. Koreatown in LA downtown. Okay, and then you have the satellite. Services use the microwave radio transmission. Provide and install this antenna. Okay, the speed is 45 megabits per second. And then you have the fixed wireless, okay, from uh, between two stationary devices, so that they would be able to send their information to one another very fast. Okay, okay, fiber to the premises, fiber optics. Okay, there's a nice story about fiber optics that the person who developed it, he didn't know that he was developing that kind of technology, and suddenly he became billionaire. Yeah. And then you have the optical carrier provide service through optical fiber lines. Okay, so now the broadband power lines. Okay, utility company, and yeah, this is all over the place right now. We have all of this going on. Okay, now what are the impacts of network technologies? Of course, the speed in telecommunication, speed in information. okay, have significant impact on business and management of information. So these are the three things here: broadband, radio frequency, and convergence of digital technology. Convergence means you have picture, you have video, and you have voice all in one. Okay, so broadband telephony, okay, Bonaids, Comcast, some of them are, already companies that are closed, but they still, you have a radio frequency identification, the one that that's put on tags of products when you buy them. Okay, so here, people tracking, okay, you know, see, converging technologies. So, converging technologies is the use of video, voice, and letters all at the same time, like what we're doing right now. This is a converging technology. Okay, a single device connect to any type of network, and sometimes you can interact also with the owner. Okay. Summary. So it's communication over distance. In other words, internet. Okay. Telecommunication has changed the business environment. Okay, we used to have it all um, in paper and pencil, but right now we're using the computer and we're saving the data in the computer. Different media with different bandwidths. A bandwidth is the speed of transferring from one computer to another. Okay. So network protocols are a set of rules to which devices on the network must adhere. Okay. And wireless technology is made easy because of that. Okay. So